Hey y'all. Alright, I have a couple of stories to tell. If you feel like listening to my stories. So when I was 22, I lost my virginity to my stepbrother. Which is funny because I did a video on incest this morning. But I was not raised with him. I didn't meet him till I was like 18. And then I didn't really meet him. I mean, I casually met him at my mom's wedding to my stepdad. And he was there. I don't think I really thought anything about him. Like, he was kind of cute, but not like, oh my gosh, he's like so drop dead gorgeous. Anyways, then I went off to college. 4 years later, I moved in with my mom and my stepdad. And then he had like some health issues, so he had to live with us for a while. And he had Crohn's disease, so he literally had to wear diapers because he had to have some kind of a surgery. Anyways, so partly it was like I felt sorry for him, I had sympathy for him, and that basically made me fall in love with him. But at first he was living with us for like 3 months and I didn't talk to him. And then we started playing tennis, and then we went swimming, and then we went in a hot tub and blah, 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 blah. So it progressed. But I was a virgin, and he kind of manipulated me into going further than I wanted to go. Anyway, so we were intimate for like 2 months, living in the same house. My mom had no idea. My stepdad didn't know. Then finally I told my mom, and she was mad at me. She's like, well, why should he be the one to move out? Maybe you should move out and go live with your grandma. I was like, seriously? I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. Seriously, you're going to blame me? And I was 6 years younger than him. I was 22. It's not like I was a little kid, but still. Anyways, but my stepdad kicked him out that night. Oh, but before they kicked him out, I told him, I was like, I really feel gypped because I was planning on saving sex for marriage. And he just scoffed at me like, does anyone do that anymore? But hey, at least I made it to 22 as a virgin, right? Yeah. It's because there really weren't too many guys that I found interesting. I guess all the other guys in high school were just too immature, and then same in college. I was like, no, they're all just like little boys still. And I still kind of have that issue. This is going to trip some of you out, but I always ask God, what is such and such person's emotional maturity age? You guys want to guess what my emotional maturity age is? 200. It's 200. Why? Because I've gone through so much stuff in my life. So I'm literally, like, my brain is like a 200-year-old. Which is why I make sense, teaching all y'all, whoever you are, trying to teach, because I've been through so much. And most guys I've been with are like 10 years and younger, emotional maturity-wise. Which is always frustrating. But I think that's universal. I think a lot of women feel like their boyfriend or husband or whatever, their man seems a lot younger than them. Okay, another story I wanted to share. So that was probably the hardest event of my life. Just because it was very shameful. I had a hard time even writing about it for a long time when I started my blog. I didn't want to share about that because I had a lot of shame and a lot of regret that I caved, that I let him manipulate me. Was I in love with him? I don't know. It's hard to say. Oh, here's the other part of that story is that he literally came inside me like 5 times and was like, oh, you better take care of that. That's how babies are made. At the time, I didn't know about the pull-out method, and he should have done that. So I had to take 5 Plan B pills, which, I always felt okay with that because it's technically not an abortion pill. It's supposed to kill any sperm inside of you. Did I feel guilty about doing it? I don't know. Mainly, I felt guilty because I was like, that probably really messed up my body. It's not really a good idea to take stuff like that. Anyways, but he was just a total worthless piece of whatever, because I'm pretty sure he had no intention of marrying me. He just wanted what he wanted, and, that's all he cared about. Anyways, the other story was how I lost my daughters, which I could share. Um, my oldest daughter got in an accident. This is my other traumatic event in my life. My oldest daughter got in an accident. She fell off of her scooter. Don't get scooters for kids. It's a bad idea. And I didn't have a helmet on her. And obviously I have felt bad about that for 5 years now. Because that really, that was the straw that broke the camel's back on everything. So she fell. She got a bump on her head. It was a pretty big bump. And then like a week later, my ex's mom came out to pick her up. And I didn't really feel like I had a choice. It was like they didn't ask. She just came to pick up my oldest daughter, took her to her house 6 hours away. And that was almost the last time I saw her. And then after that, there was a weird instance with my ex-husband. I was making his bed one day. We had separate beds, separate rooms, because he snored really loud. There was a pocket knife in his bed. I texted him. I was like, why is there a pocket knife in your bed? He said, in case you or someone you know attacks me in my sleep. And I was like, okay, you need to go live with your mom. So he went to go live with his mom, where my oldest daughter was. And then I told his mom and texted her and said, you can just keep Serenity for a year. You can pretend like you're her mom. And she's like, well, she needs her real mom. And I was like, well, she'll have her dad. Because I didn't want to live with my ex-husband anymore. I thought he was like literally on the verge of stabbing me. And these things happen, Because he was crazy. He was, at that point, he was definitely paranoid schizophrenic. He thought people were following him in cars. He thought someone was trying to kill him. So anyway, I sent him to live with his mom. Then I was a single mom with my younger daughter Joy for like a month. But then, I don't know why, but my mom told me that my ex-mother-in-law got 5 vaccines in one day for my oldest daughter. So me trying to be super mom, I put my younger daughter in my car, and we drove 6 hours. My goal was to pick up my oldest daughter and rescue her so they wouldn't pump her full of any more vaccines. That's dangerous, You're not supposed to do 5 vaccines in one visit. Anyways, instead, I ended up giving them my youngest daughter. And yeah, I've regretted that a lot. But I'm not sure what the lesson in the story is, except if you can relate. My testimony in that is that even though I went through all that, I still kept my faith. I'm still Christian. I'm not like overly mad at God. And yeah, I'm still Christian. And I was Christian through all those instances, but God got me through it. And whenever you're going through it, God will get you through. And don't wallow in depression. Don't get a spirit of fear. Stay strong. God will get you through it. God loves y'all. God bless. Bye.